WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
This is Soulful Inspiration. It's your girl, Nikki Jones. This will be an hour to feed your soul with music and laughter, information and inspiration. You're listening to WVTC Detroit. All designed with you in mind. So sit back, relax, and get ready to join the conversation with me, Nikki Jones. Soulful inspiration. Inspirations. Yes, sir.
What's up, Detroit? Welcome to Soulful Inspirations. I am your girl, Nikki Jones. How you doing tonight? Yes. Listen, we are here on WVTC, where we are winning victory through Christ, and we are excited tonight. We have in studio and outside studio guests tonight, and they're really not guests because you know who they are, but I am just excited to have somebody in the studio with me tonight. Hallelujah! And I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to have my other studio friends who would normally be in the studio, but they'll be online or they'll be in the chat, one or the other. And I'm excited about them as well. Why? Because this is the third Tuesday. And what do we do on third Tuesdays? It is My Sister, Your Sister Live podcast. Yes! And we're going to chop it up tonight. You want to join the conversation? Listen, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. It's a conversation tonight. We're talking about holidays and traditions. It is November, and no, we are not doing Christmas anything yet. We still have a holiday before Christmas, people. And it is Thanksgiving, okay? And so we're going to talk about traditions, family traditions, and stuff like that tonight. So I'm going to first say hello to the person on my right, your left, the beautiful, the wonderful Tamra Fontaine Hardy. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening, beautiful. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good,
I'm
good.
happy to be here.
Looking prosperous.
Yes.
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 Got your hair done and all that stuff.
It's the fall, so we can wear it straight hair.
You can wear it straight
for a few minutes.
For a few minutes, yes, because it ain't so hot outside that you sweat your hair out. I know all about that.
Yes.
I know all about that. Yes, and online we have the wonderful and the beautiful Michelle Johnson. Hi,
sister.
Sisters, y'all sisters. And our darling sister Randy Butler will be in the chat, keeping it going tonight. So listen, let's go ahead and do what we always do and turn it over to the wonderful Michelle Johnson to lead this conversation. Come on in.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. Hey, Tam.
Hello.
Hey, WVTC family out there. And hello to the fans of Soulful Inspiration. We are so grateful that you allow us to come into your ears and in your view every third Tuesday of each month to bring you inspiration, ideas, share thoughts. So we are just elated this November to be able to bring some levity to the conversation this month because of all that our country has been going through over the last year. We decided that this was probably a great point in time to remember that there's still joy.
Yes.
Had celebrations to be had. And so today we're going to fill our conversations and bolster our joy by talking about, as Nikki said, traditions, aka Thanksgiving traditions. Yeah. The teaser, because you know what happens after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It's already been happening now because they want your
right?
rather than later. It's Black Friday. So we also gonna put in there as we're munching on some turkey, some ham, collard greens, cheese, tomato, ham, macaroni cheese. After that, you might want to go walk somewhere
Hello.
and buy yourself or someone you love something. So we're gonna give you and Nikki and Randy, as y'all thinking, because me and Tim already have it in our head. We're gonna pivot a little bit to share some insider things that folks might be interested in buying for themselves or somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah, right. What's joy all the way around? If you a shopper, we're gonna bring you joy. If you a eater and love tradition, we're gonna bring you some joy.
Yeah.
But it's all about joy. So while we get into it, so as y'all know, as the person who opens up My Sister Your Sister Live podcast, you know I gotta go out there in the intranets
Yes.
and just see what pops up when you put in holiday traditions. So I'm gonna read a few things, and I'm gonna want my people to marinate and be very, very active in the chat based on what you're hearing and what you're feeling today on today's topic. So, what I found, well, first of all, let me start with this one because I'm real interested in it. I said, what does the Obamas do for Thanksgiving?
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting, right?
Yes.
Well, you know, I went to the intranets, and one of the things that the Obamas do, and particularly, I would say the Obamas, because I mean, it's associated with his foundation too, is that they give back to the community that they care so much and is beloved in the community. So he stops at the Greater Chicago Food Dispository. I never heard of dispository. Can you just say food bank? But I don't know. Maybe it's fancy. And they do a lot of volunteer work around packing food, peeling potatoes, and preparing food.
Nice.
So that's one of the traditions that the Obamas do every year. So I think, okay, well, what is generally what that means?
That's
or
good.
what folks do around the holidays. But I thought it was important that we focus on the reasons why holidays traditions are so important. Creating memories. You know, when you get around the table with your friends and family, the one thing we do and we do well is go down memory lane. Sometimes it's for your benefit, sometimes it's to your detriment, but nonetheless, it's a memory, right?
I was in attendance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's it right there.
I think it's also what came up was teaching values. And as you know, as you're creating memories, you're also sharing words of wisdom, right? So children are around the table, you know, you're sharing family values.
At the kids'
Exactly.
table.
They're not even.
You know, it's a kids'
Y'all
table.
still do the kids' table.
Kids' table.
Because we don't know what's going to come up in the conversation.
Exactly.
So you got to make sure the children stay around children.
Yes. Stay out of
What y'all talking about with values? Okay, that's another topic. Okay. Also, strengthening family connections. This is the time to reconnect with people probably that you didn't get a chance to reconnect with all year.
Yep.
Or 2 years. So, right, that's very important, particularly right now where there's been so much division, so much divisiveness going on. This is really a time to strengthen our bonds, right? So why not do that over a plate of greens or a sweet potato pie?
Yeah.
You know what I found that was interesting from the list that I found? One of the points says providing a sense of identity. I said, that's interesting. So this tradition helps people feel a sense of identity and remind them of who they are as a culture.
Okay.
Let that marinate in your spirit. I thought that was a good one.
You know what? I can kind of see that because I would imagine, you know, depending on your ethnicity or your culture, that your meal is going to be different. So you go in a traditional African-American home, Black family home, you're going to see the greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, ham,
I was
ram.
waiting for you to sing that.
You was waiting on me to do
Yeah,
that?
I was waiting on it too because I was trying to start it, but clearly I was too far off. Go ahead.
You know, the typical, you know, you're going to see that, but you go somewhere else, you're going to see you might see some green bean casserole. You might see pumpkin pie. I don't know why. You're going to see stuffing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got a question too. Then you're going to see, you know, depending on the culture of the home that you're in, you're going to see something different, you know? Yeah. So we got a question already, which is cool. Larry, I want to ask a question. Is there anyone's family that the fellas are able to bring more than paper products. Are we allowed to cook too? Hey,
Absolutely.
absolutely, especially if that's your forte. Now, you know, I'm gonna say, I mean, we kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but
Right.
just throw this out there. My uncle Clarence Wilcox, he passed away
Mhm.
earlier this year or late last year. I can't even remember how long it's been, but no, it was last year because it was right before It was right before Thanksgiving, and he was the person to make everybody's
That's
dressing.
right.
He made
Mhm.
everybody's dressing, and he would mix it up, and then he would pass it out in big old Ziploc bags, and so
I love it.
sometimes he would freeze it for you and you can come pick it up later or whatever the case may be. But he was the one to make the dressing for everybody. And he was, you know, of course he catered events, but he always made everybody's dressing. And so absolutely, bro. I mean, you know, whatever your favorite dish is.
I know that's right. Don't experiment.
That's right, Sister Stacy. But yeah, man, I know a lot of men that can cook. I went to a pastor's house once and he made rack of lamb.
Wow.
And for his family. And so I had rack of lamb. And so, but you know, it just depends on the man. I'm just gonna put that out there. Okay, so you can go right on ahead.
Well, but that's important. And I also think it's important when you have blended families. I think it's really important to provide that sense of identity, right? Blending everybody's sort of traditions and specialties and stuff into the family. So I thought that was good. And okay, so we only got like 3-4 more. Keeping cultures alive, which I think is very important. So keeping cultures alive, language are strong and vibrant. I really appreciated that point. Having family traditions definitely helps solidify and deepen our cultures. And I think that's beautiful, right? Like I think that's wonderful. And of course, one of the other points is passing down traditions. So I hope our late Uncle Wilcox, somebody got the formula for that dressing.
Found out because he reached out to my mama and said, Auntie Glow Glow, I'm just making sure his, you know, his voice is so deep. Auntie Glow Glow, I got my dad's the dressing. I got it down packed. So if you want some, just let me know and I'll drop you off some of that. He did. He called specifically to tell my mother that he has her dress. He has Uncle Clarence, which was his father. He has the dressing recipe down packed. And so we are so glad. We so thankful. I mean, we miss
so joyful.
We miss Uncle Clarence, and it's not gonna be the same, but at least we have, some remnants of him still here, and his tradition of passing out dressing can live on, and we can all be blessed. Hallelujah.
And you can experience him at, he may not be there physically, but his presence will be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and that goes right into the next point, nostalgia, right? So bringing people back to nostalgic times with family and loved ones. And the last one, making new traditions. So making sure that long-held traditions also marry and provide space to celebrating new ones. So I thought this list was pretty solid and good. And actually, it made me really appreciate.
I agree with that.
It was very, very lovely. And it also goes into how you adapt traditions. I was like, oh, y'all got a whole formula here, which is very interesting, but I'll spare us the details. But it also made me go into some of the scriptures because it is about inspiration as well, right? And we always got a good reverend. We got an evangelist, prophetess right there. Tamara, tell me a little bit about when you hear about family traditions and you've heard sort of like the 10 commandments of how to make and deepen traditions. What does that ring true for you, and why is holiday traditions important?
Well, Michelle and I sort of talked about this before, and my husband and I, we spend the holidays, at least Thanksgiving, with his family. So I'm experiencing their traditions.
Okay.
Because his sister-in-law can really cook. So that's always a great thing. For Christmas, though, I think it's when I get an opportunity to spend time with my family and experience our traditions. And we have a good time just cooking and just sitting around the table, playing the dozens, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the dozens. I'm usually the winner of that one.
Times
Yeah.
but family members who are not there, what they used to do, just to bring them into the square, you know, into the
Nice.
table. So those are some of the things we do. Trying to make new traditions for my girls and my grandkids, you know, teach
Aw.
them more about Christmas is definitely about the gifts, but it's really about the relationship.
Absolutely.
So that's sort of what we
Absolutely.
What
Yeah.
about you, Nikki?
So Thanksgiving has it has become, like I said, it has become one of those things where, you know, you want to have that specific meal. You know, you got to have your turkey, you got to have your dressing, you got to have your greens, you got to have your sweet potatoes, you got to have macaroni and cheese, but you got to make sure the right person makes all of these dishes. You understand what I'm saying? And then everything else kind of just falls in, you know, all the other things. I think like ham is another staple. You got to have ham, right? People say, people who eat ham put it that way. You got to have the ham. And so people have other things that they add in, you know, like potato salad, you know, rolls, what we had, green bean casserole. You know, I don't do the green bean casserole. Just
Hello.
regular green beans with some not ground turkey, but some smoked turkey, and you know, we good. Some people do other stuff, you know, they add ribs. I've seen people have ribs at their Thanksgiving meals and all kinds of stuff. But so my grandmother used to be, before she passed, she was the matriarch. This was her favorite holiday. And so when she passed in 2009, it was just like our family just dispersed with Thanksgiving. So it's like sometimes we get together, sometimes we don't, because that was the holiday that brought everybody to grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? It was like she didn't care where else you went, you needed to at least stop by and show your face. You know what I'm saying? And she would always make, like, I don't know, 30 or 40 sweet potato pies. You come over and you pick up a pie and you say hi, you spend time with the family, and then you leave. Like, if you didn't eat, that was fine, but come get a pie and come say hi, show your face. And that was the tradition, you know. But so when she passed away in 2009, of course, our families just stopped doing Thanksgiving dinner as a family. And some of us would get together, you know, at different people's homes, you know, every once in a while, but it's not like it's mandatory, or it's not like it's understood that this is going to happen every year. So, and I really wasn't planning on having, I was planning to, you know, find somewhere else to go for Thanksgiving. but my son,
making them calls already.
Right, I was going to be making some pit stops with some Tupperware. But my son said, what you cooking for Thanksgiving? I was like,
I love him.
I don't know. He was like, well, we gonna have Thanksgiving dinner, aren't we? I was like, I guess so. You know, I made a couple of phone calls, and so we are gonna have Thanksgiving dinner, but it's because my son asked for it. And I think that's important. One, to honor his request. Two, I know he gonna eat. He want to eat somewhere. He going to eat somewhere where the food's gonna be good. And then also for him to understand that this is a tradition and this is needs to happen, you know, that it brings the family together. He's used to that family atmosphere with the food. And so I was excited about that. So where I was not going to have a Thanksgiving meal, I am now cooking for Thanksgiving with some help. So, but yeah.
I think it's always difficult when the matriarch or patriarch passes away.
Yes.
And then who takes up that charge? You know, I don't think families discuss that enough, you know, because when the person leaves, then it's like, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And some people are like, I don't cook, so I don't want to do it, you know. But someone has to take up that tradition because you're left with a void and a gap. And now you're trying to figure out, what do we do?
Yeah.
You know, what do we do?
Yeah.
And it also gives folks an opportunity to also try to create some new with honoring too, right? Like, and you know, stuff like that happens. I know with mines, it used to be like we still get together. So I host.
All right.
My home is the venue.
All right now.
And I'm the bartender. You know, you work with your strengths. Number one, if you don't cook, work with your strengths. If your strength is to buy paper plate, Buy the best pepper plate you can. Like, show up and show out. If your strength is bringing good salt and pepper, bring that good pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Bring the good crack pepper. Okay, work with your strengths. I'll work with my strengths. Okay,
Yeah.
I believe in blessing the people with some distills. Okay. Shake them, some fruit of the vine. I work with my strength. My strength is I live in a home.
Yeah.
And I could provide libations.
Come on.
Right? But it has gotten smaller over the years because folks have gotten married. So like Tam has gotten married, 7-8 years ago. She's built new traditions with her husband, family. My niece just got married a couple of years ago. She's off building new traditions with her in-laws. My younger sister, she moved back to Detroit, and she has other brothers and sisters that are not on my mother's side but her father's side, so she's creating new memories and traditions with them. So my Thanksgiving has gotten a little smaller because them prices of them libations are so it's good that less people involved. But what I do appreciate is that I'm thankful that I still have my mom. My older sister has taken over the mantle of cooking the food.
Look at there.
Nice.
All right, Miss.
So when my mother stopped and was saying it was too much for her to kind of navigate all of that, my older sister has taken over the mantle, and she takes requests. So I feel like this is even better for me because you go in there with my mama and mama, can you ask? Don't bother me. Don't bother me. You should be thankful you're getting something to eat. Whereas my sister, she takes requests. I feel like
I appreciate that. So I'm gonna have to call Daryl and be like, Daryl, can I get some cookies?
Now she don't bake now. She don't do the baking. Now you gotta ask for savory things.
Now, see, that's important. So we got some other people. So first of all, see, Larry, you're not the only one who brings the paper products, or or make sure that
just do your best. Do your best.
Women do that too, because I promise you that would have been my portion. I would have just the paper products and the cups and I could add in a libation or two. But I see some people online here. Melissa, thank you for watching, hon.
Thank you, Melissa.
Share your Thanksgiving tradition on here. Regina, Rochelle, Lloyd, and Lena Brown. Stacy, I heard you, honey. Don't experiment. This is not the time to experiment on what this is not the time. So Lena says we just connect with our close friends and cousins this past Saturday at our brother uncle memorial dinner. It was good to see each other. So, we said we have to stay connected. It shouldn't have to be a death. Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That happens, unfortunately. But sometimes, good things can come out of, having to connect over the loss of a loved one. And sometimes you reconnect with your family members that you haven't seen in a while. And that can rebuild relationships. So praying for your family, Lena, and the loss that you experienced, and hopefully you can stay connected to your family.
I'm always intrigued by families who cook non-traditional Thanksgiving meals. Like you go to their home, and I've never been to one, but I would be interested when you go and they have like surf and turf.
Yes.
Like
we do that. Yeah.
So because I've never been to it. Every Thanksgiving I've ever gone to has been traditional.
Yeah.
Your turkey, your dressing, your mac and cheese,
that
do that, whatever it is, green beans, greens, but I've never been, I hear people talk about, we're doing surf and turf. I'm like, you're doing fish? It's
I've been now. Look, fried catfish used to be on the menu in the South.
Yes,
crab legs and lobster,
crab legs. I don't know about that, but
but people do that.
I've seen
it. We've done it. We've done English roast. We have done turkey wings instead of a whole turkey. We have done some lamb chops. Like we mix it up. We mix a little old with the new, because sometimes, like this year, my sister requested that she have some pork chops and fried chicken wings. So I think we go have pork chops and fried chicken wings along with some ham and some turkey slices.
I have seen it all. Trust, I have seen it all. And I've seen seafood at a Thanksgiving dinner. I've seen barbecue at a Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
I've
Oh, I
seen
bet you that was so good. Some good old barbecue in
because
November.
and if you're in the South, you can do whatever you want. It ain't
That
like
is
you're outside, you can barbecue or whatever the case may
We
be.
do
I've
have
seen.
barbecue. My
Yeah.
sister-in-law, she does barbecue ribs, and
See?
they love it. And so, yeah.
Yes.
But we
So
yes.
you have been to a non-traditional Thanksgiving meal then. You got a little old with the new?
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a little different, but I enjoy it. I love to see that people expand what what they think Thanksgiving should be about, and it becomes about how can we provide a meal that brings everybody together,
Right.
because it's just one big, it brings people together.
It does.
It's so funny that you should say that, because when my niece went vegan, my mother had to make 2 types of dressing and 2 types of greens because she couldn't have like butter or eggs or anything like that. So my mother was like, "Oh, I gotta make this some greens. I can't put all the meat in my greens because
Wow.
Kayla, like,
I've
so,
experienced
yeah,
that.
it's
So I'm
different.
plant-based, so I'm like, no, meat in the greens.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so what I eat has decreased because I am plant-based.
Yes.
So it is a little different because I don't eat the turkey anymore, and I don't eat the ham or beef or anything like that. So trying
get
to
it.
find your way around the meal is a little different, but it's still
all the
good.
starches. It's all the starches.
Well, Larry said Tamara makes a good point about traditions. But I feel like each family need to have their own traditions as well. Sometimes I just want to hang out and cook with my own. Amen to that.
I do.
Ain't nobody mad at you, bro. We get it. We get it. We totally get it.
For sure, for sure, for shizzle.
Christmas, because I'm not with my family,
Mhm.
and so
Mhm.
Christmas season is when we invite our family and friends over, and we do something Christmas Eve, and then we have a big breakfast Christmas Day,
Nice.
and then we have a big dinner on Christmas Day as well.
Nice.
So everything is centered for me around the Christmas holiday.
Got it.
Mhm.
When we had Christmas at my house a couple of years ago, we did an appetizer menu. So all we had were appetizer type foods, and so everybody could eat a little bit of everything. So we had.
That's cool, like small
Yeah,
plates.
so it was like small plates, but you could eat it if you want. We had like broccoli cheese soup. We had some chicken tenders. We had shrimp. We had grits. I think we had a whole bunch of other
Did you
stuff.
have those biscuits you made for us when we came over and we were planning the agenda for My Sister, Your Sister Live podcast? Did you make those biscuits?
I cannot with y'all. I don't remember if I had those biscuits or not. I don't know. But
all I know is we better have biscuits sometime in this holiday season.
Okay.
I'm just
Point
putting it
taken.
out there.
Y'all, her garlic cheese biscuits, y'all need to like request the recipe.
I know.
Okay, and Nikki Jones on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. Y'all need to get these recipes to this biscuit.
And I had to get some butter. I'm like, you know what? It's just over for me.
Right. Wait a second. Pastor Randy asked, "What's a typical Thanksgiving dinner for you guys?"
Well, I named mine already. So yeah. So you're plant based. So tell us what's your wish list for a Thanksgiving dinner?
I eat all the sides.
You just eat all the sides.
I just eat all the sides. But when we go down south, because we do go to Mississippi, my brother and sister-in-law, he catches his own fish and his own shrimp. And then she makes a really great gumbo that everyone loves. There's something for everyone who comes to the table, right? And there may be 35, 40 people that show up in that day, but she cooks so much, and she's such a great cook that there's something for everyone.
Yes.
I just did the fact that she makes home that pound
She
cake.
She stopped.
Yeah, she did.
Glory. She makes the best pound cake I've ever tasted.
Wow.
And it's from scratch. Everything she does is from scratch. People from down south, they just cook different. I'm just gonna be like, they just cook different.
And you know what? And there's a way that they do it.
Yes.
I was having a conversation with somebody just earlier today, and we were talking about pound cakes because she's part of a group on Facebook, and they all share pound cake recipes and their successes and their failures. And she was saying that I guess when she made a pound cake, she just put everything together, and you can't do it that way. Like you got to mix certain ingredients together first, and then add certain ingredients a certain way. Because my mom has a method to the way she makes her 7-Up pound cakes, and so I had to learn that method when I started making, the same 7-Up pound cake.
And she does. I mean, there's 7 cakes, and of course she does the sweet potato pies, but she also does like the cowboy cake or whatever it is, and she does.
I don't know nothing about no cowboy cake.
It's just it has nuts in it and all kind of stuff, and it's so good. I've never had it before. Of course, she does the red velvet cake. She does an apple pie, which is my favorite. My favorite pie is apple pie. But she has so many desserts around the table that it becomes every morning when I get up, I have a cup of coffee and a piece of cake. Piece of cake and a piece of cake.
Yeah, for a while I was eating peach cobbler for breakfast,
Lordy McClordy, I know how that feels. She said, I have 4 with no shame.
Oh, she's talking about this.
Oh my gosh.
Does anyone still go to the Honey Baked Ham Company to get their ham, or do you do it yourself? First of all, I don't have a pig to slaughter to make my own ham. So yes,
yes,
I go to Honey Baked Ham and I get my turkey.
Actually, I ordered it today since
I've never had ham from Honey Baked because my mother makes her own. It's always
she did her own.
She always did her own. So I've never had that ham.
Well,
I always get it.
Child. Because I'm not trying to do all that kind of work. Now I'm gonna throw some glaze on there.
So you're gonna throw some butter on those biscuits and that garlic and the cheese. That's what you gonna do. Okay, so sorry.
Y'all still talk about these biscuits, and don't nobody know about these biscuits but y'all.
And you can place your order. You can place your order with me, and I'll make sure that Nikki gets it.
I know Nikki was like, hold on.
I ain't not making no more biscuits. I'm not making them.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. And
I gave y'all the recipe, didn't I?
So everyone knows that for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, Elliot makes the turkey.
Yes.
And Brittany can cook. My daughter Brittany can cook. She loves to cook and she can cook. So she makes the other meats.
Okay.
She'll make the mac and cheese and she'll make the dressing.
Okay.
And Tamara, she will order the yams. Black eyed.
You say order.
Anything that Tamara has to make.
Louisiana gumbo, here she comes.
Going to order somewhere.
I'm about to say
because
from where?
I paid my dues making
whatever.
So if you know a good spot out there, Tamara's gonna be placing her order for everything else because I'm not cooking. I paid my dues in the kitchen.
That's how my mother feels. That's why everything got passed down to my older sister. My mother was like, but my mother had to stop going in the kitchen trying to dictate. See, you can't give up your power and go in the kitchen and start dictating. Oh, no. You ain't put too much of this, or you ain't put enough of that, or, oh, girl, this greens, they sweet. What you put too much sugar in it? You can't do that. Now, if you're going to give up.
No, you can't.
That's not right.
You gotta have some balance. Now, if you're gonna stay out the kitchen, if you're not gonna cook, now you can't be in there.
I stays out the kitchen.
You stay out.
They deliver the food and then I take it in.
No, that's right. I know that's right. Randy, I have shared that my Thanksgiving meal has been pared down, and my older sister, as I said, does the meal. Would love to hear from you, Randy, what your tradition is with your family as we continue our conversation today about family traditions.
Randy can one year,
Randy was the
I heard. Now I've never had any food by Randy yet.
Oh, shoot, Randy was the person I called one year because someone put out that they were taking Thanksgiving dinner. And Randy's like, don't you order your food from that girl? What you want? This, and this. How much you charging me? Okay, I got you. Yes, I will pay. If it's good, she will pay. And so Randy, listen, and then she came over too. We ate good. I was like,
Larry said, "Hey, is she still emeritus in the kitchen?"
listen.
I don't
I'm
know.
telling
Who
y'all.
you talk about, Larry?
Yeah, who?
Did you talk about Tam, or did you talk about
Mm-mm, she's
Randy?
not.
Randy's still cooking these
Randy's still
days.
cooking.
I don't know
Yeah.
orders, but she's still cooking. And no, I don't go to the one on Ford Road, bro. I go to the one in Livonia because it's closer to me. So yeah, I go to the one in Livonia, the honey bake ham in Livonia.
I think this year I'm going to order from the spot that Michelle got on, and they got the best red beans and rice
Who?
in the whole wide world.
Louisiana gumbo.
Girl,
Louisiana gumbo has the
yes.
best beans and
they
rice.
have the best.
You had them. Did you have them,
Ever
Nikki,
had.
at my dad's celebration and my uncle's celebration? My aunt. I'm sorry, where you?
Yeah,
No.
I had to leave.
Yes.
I did.
But I gave you a plate.
You sure did. You sure
Did they
did.
have red beans and rice on that plate?
I don't remember, honestly.
I'm telling you now. I'm not gonna. I don't call out a lot of places, but their soul food.
Louisiana
is
gumbo from
good.
the one on Gratiot.
There's one in Southfield. There's
They
one.
moved the one in Southfield. It's no
The
longer.
one in West Bloomfield closed, right, Tam?
Yes, the one is in West Bloomfield closed, but they have the best red beans and rice I've ever had.
Okay, then.
And so she will be ordering from there this year because we like the red beans and rice.
She
Their
is.
greens-
She is you.
Yes, the greens are very good as well. I
Okay.
enjoy their greens, their yams. I mean, I haven't had anything bad from this place.
Okay.
And
And
so
it all started at my dad's celebration because that was his favorite restaurant.
they do good work.
And they came and catered his celebration. So
They do good.
Oh,
mhm.
y'all mentioned someone not cooking anymore. Oh, that was Michelle's mom. You said you had to tell her that she had to stay out of the kitchen, right,
Mhm.
Michelle? 'Cause
Mhm. Yeah, that was my mom.
But then she started trying to tell y'all how to do everything.
So she was trying to tell my older sister how to do things. She can't tell me nothing about libations. I'm the queen of libations. She can't tell me they done over here, okay? But that kitchen, she had a hard time. And I kept telling my sister, I said, just tell your mama to sit down. You can do that respectful. Mama, I need you to sit down. Let me do this. So
Mhm.
now my mother is pretty cool about it. I was like, Mom, just let her be. I want my Thanksgiving food to be joyful.
Right.
No, I don't want no strife.
Right.
Nobody mad because you running in there, telling them they putting too much of this or that and whatever. If you're not in there, I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Exactly. I think there are more people like me that don't want to cook. So there are people who actually go out to eat and they don't
That
eat.
is true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's
So-
what they should do.
There's no shame.
Yep.
No shame. So if
Good
I
to
had to
you.
go out,
I'm awfully hungry.
if I had to go out to eat, I probably would go to Louisiana seafood gumbo because I know
Mhm.
food is really good.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to go to Fixins a while ago. What did you think of that?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Did I go?
No, you didn't have. I don't know
I
if
was
you
about
had a
to
chance
say.
to go. Michelle and I went, and Randy went. So I thought they were pretty good. Some of the stuff was a
Okay,
little
so
sweet.
I've heard about fixins from a couple people now. So you're saying they were actually kind of good?
They were okay. The
Okay.
greens.
Yeah, there's mixed reviews out in the world, but I think
mixed reviews.
our experience was one of those positive experiences.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I think the chicken wing looked like it was injected with crack? Perhaps. The chicken wings were real meaty, and I thought,
You said they looked like they were injected with crack.
yeah, because they were just
they
so
too
big
big.
and plump. They were
Oh,
plump.
They were jumbo.
They were
jumbo.
plump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They was plump. They was plump. They was like the Garfield of chicken. Like, just real big. I was like, not sure about that. And Randy said the greens were good. The mac was meh. And the yams were bad. That's her
Okay.
review. She got the yams
so-
were bad.
This is her review of fixins.
Of
I
what she
enjoyed
ate.
the greens for sure. The cornbread was a little on the sweet side. I tend to like my cornbread homemade.
Okay.
But it paired well with the
And
yam.
I paired well. Ooh, with a glass of Chianti.
The black
Okay.
eyed peas were good. Again, I put my cornbread in the black eyed peas and put some hot sauce on it.
Okay.
So
See, hot
Again,
sauce masks everything.
hot
y'all.
sauce will make everything taste
tastes better.
good.
Frank's
Exactly.
make everything taste better. I don't know what everybody else's hot sauce is, but Frank's is my number one.
Frank's
Frank's
will
is
do
the
it for
only
me.
one for me.
Frank's
It's foundational.
I like the packets. I carry the packets with me now
Good
because
idea.
Seriously, because if I go somewhere and I don't like the food, if I have to get it down, so I don't want to be, because I don't want to be rude or make it seem like their food is actually nasty when it is, I can just break out the hot sauce
And
packet.
it will help.
put the hot-
Everybody understand that language.
Everybody
Yes.
understands.
But I will
So
say,
let-
I tell people to try fixings for yourself because everybody's palate is different.
True.
It's different.
And so I
And I
think
do think there might be inconsistency in the cook because clearly there's like this.
Mhm. We had the peach cobbler,
Mhm.
and I will say my peach cobbler I thought was good. It was a little on the sweet side, but I appreciate the fact that they actually had some really good crust in there.
Okay.
And so I was okay with it. I ate every last drop of that peach cobbler because that crust, what
Crust
I
was good,
needed.
yes.
And the crust with the sweet,
Yes.
I thought it was decent.
And I love a good crust. So Larry asked us if we're gonna be trying anything new or something outside the normal. I could tell y'all my mother used to do this. My sister, my older sister, now this is one of her non-negotiables. My mom used to put oysters in her dressing. Now, when I tell you,
Clutch my
I know.
invisible pearl.
First of all, I can't eat no shellfish at all. So
I'm just telling y'all, if for those who like oysters and love they dressing, can you imagine a world where you got your oysters and your dressing? It used to be it was so delicious. But my
Sandy-
mother stopped doing it once we started having like little
Like,
kids, so
yes.
like my nephew and stuff, and then my
Really?
niece and-
Well,
so
I mean,
yeah.
chicken gizzards and stuff like that. I've seen that. I've seen that. But well,
Oysters?
first of all,
That's a
if
fish.
anybody is making dressing for me and putting oysters in it, it might kill me. Okay, because I can't do.
Don't do it. Don't do
shellfish.
it.
So please don't
do
do that to me.
Don't do it.
Please don't ever do that
Wait
to
a
me.
minute. She said I will blow up like
Exactly, Randy. You and me both. You and me both.
Randy is allergic, and so are you.
Yes,
so that's
I'm allergic to shellfish.
I'm
So please
allergic
don't
to
do
it, but
that.
the thought of an oyster going down my throat just grosses.
Yeah, I can't even fathom
It
that.
was good, y'all. Don't knock the hustle. It was good. It had me hooked. I'd be like, that and my chitlins? Woo!
You said chitlins?
Yes, that.
Oh, so you eat chitlins?
Look at you, Michelle.
Okay.
So Geraldine would be cooking for you because my mother used to cook. She still does cook chitlins, and I haven't cooked.
Oh, Teresa said her
but
husband makes oysters and
I do.
Oof.
I know how to
Okay,
clean them
Teresa.
puppies because
You
my
know how
mother
to
would be
clean
my mother. She would be in the kitchen cooking them, and we were delegated to the cleaning of the chitlins.
Oof.
And so I know how to clean them very well, very well.
I'm glad somebody do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes. I'm glad somebody's husband loves some oysters and dressing. That is not a strange thing, people. That's some old Southern. I bet you if you go deep in the woods, where the deep spray won't even help. The mosquitoes laugh at you when you spray it. I bet you they put some oysters in their dressing down there. I'm just gonna say that.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
what's your favorite dessert? Because I feel like I go.
Oh, that's a good one. What you say? Apple pie is yours? Tam?
I'm an apple pie. I love traditional or apple pie. I just love it.
I know because you rave about the apple pie at Whole Foods.
They have a really good apple pie at Whole Foods. I'm serious. I mean, it tastes fresh. It doesn't have all those a million ingredients. You actually know.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's Whole Foods.
That's
so
Whole
I
Foods.
get it.
And
That's
so-
Whole Food. It's Whole
a
Foods.
really good apple pie.
Whole Foods.
They have a really good apple pie, and they also have a really good berry pie. If you
Okay.
like,
Now your husband's pie. Now I don't remember
Oh.
what pie that was.
that was that cobbler pie.
That
girl.
was that cobbler pie, but that mug was so good.
And he won't make it. Oh, I
Oh,
want to just put my foot. Come on, Elliot.
come
Everybody
on,
say,
Elliot. Now, see,
come
and I
on.
don't eat everybody's. I'm very picky. I don't eat everybody's dessert.
But my
Right.
husband make a
Your
dessert.
husband's dessert. I tried that, and I was like, okay, I could do this right here. I could do this.
What's your favorite dessert, Nikki?
Pick that
Ooh.
cobbler, man.
What's your favorite dessert, Nikki?
Oh, mine's hands down is peach cobbler.
Mm.
Hands down, peach cobbler.
And-
Okay.
but it's gotta be good. And it's if it ain't my aunt's peach cobbler who has my grandmother's peach cobbler recipe down packed. If it's not that, now y'all had that at my wedding.
Yes.
Yes, and that was good. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Yeah. If it's
that was
not
fine.
as good
That
or
was good.
better than that, then I don't even play with my emotions, Smokey. Don't even do it.
Don't even do it. Randy, tell us what's your favorite dessert.
Randy making prayer requests for people who still eat chitlins.
I
So
put my name in the chat.
you put your
Pray for me. Pray for me. Cause let me tell you, I love the pig from the rooter to the tutor. So
I ain't you eat hog head cheese. Have you ever had it?
My
I
grandfather.
went from pig feet to pig ears to, I mean, pork belly, anything from a pig, baby. Oink, 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 oink. Okay.
Chocolate cake is her favorite. Dark
Chocolate cake.
chocolate, Randy.
I love a milk
love me some
chocolate
dark
cake.
chocolate cake.
I would say my mom peach cobbler. Who?
I've only had one type of chocolate cake, so I don't know.
I like dark chocolate.
Tamara is bougie. I like my mom's peach cobbler. I used to love her 7-Up cake. She
Why you
doesn't make
used
that
to?
anymore because she don't make it no more.
Oh, okay.
She'll still make her peach cobbler. She will make her sweet potato pie. Those are like my peach cobbler. Her peach cobbler is my favorite. I'm a peach cobbler girl too, Nikki.
Okay. Larry said carrot spice cake.
Okay, now my husband can make a very good carrot cake.
You've been saying that, but we got to put Elliot to the test again.
Yes.
I need Elliot to make some more desserts because I need to know these
He
things.
makes a
And now they got a fancy kitchen. He might as well go on there and Chef Boyardee that right on up.
I don't understand why you had the kitchen redone if you're not going
Hello?
to Elliot.
It's all beautiful.
Hello?
You're not cooking. Make a soup in that.
He's supposed to be making me a cheesecake. This cheesecake is about as old as their marital license at that point. Okay. Okay.
That is true.
Child.
At velvet cakes too, and see
Red velvet cake.
Now,
Okay, let me ask y'all this.
cream
Nikki.
frosting, and her cakes are red, not burgundy.
Okay, Nikki. So let me ask you this, because I'm glad you brought up the red velvet cake case. Because every red velvet is not the same.
No.
So you just said that hers is red and not burgundy.
Yeah.
Now, is she using beet juice or is she using red dye?
She is not using beet juice. I promise you. Now I don't know using, but it ain't beet juice because he's never mentioned that. And I've seen the recipe and that ain't nowhere on it.
Okay, because some people use beet juice.
Really? Well, that's safer.
Be safer, but I don't know. She's not using beet juice. Now, if I tell her about it, she might try it, and then we'll see what happens. But
I've never had a good red velvet cake.
oh, then you have
before.
not had my
It
mother's
tastes like
red velvet.
chocolate cake.
You've not, because it is. That's what
So
it
is
is.
your mother making a red velvet for our get together?
Huh?
Will your mom make a red velvet cake for the get together?
I can put that request in. I can put that request in. She's probably watching right now, Mom.
Your mom likes me too.
She does like
Your mom likes me too.
she like both of y'all. She like 7-Up anymore. I still make a mean 7-Up cake, but it's my mama's recipe. So
You can still take credit. You do got to put it in the oven.
yeah, I do. But I'm saying I still, it's my mom's recipe, but I still bake a mean 7-Up cake. Randy can attest to that, and so can the praise team. But I can. I'm sure my mom is watching. Mom, can I have a red velvet cake for December 7th? Thank you.
And a peach cobbler.
She don't
I
do
just appreciate you for the red velvet. And somebody just put in the chat up our Patty LaBelle's peach cobbler is pretty good for a store-bought dessert. I will say her sweet potato pie, like if my mother is acting crazy and I'm like, I gotta have a sweet potato pie, it's okay. It's mint. She put a little bit too much nutmeg for me.
It's you know what? It's so mass produced. I just don't trust it.
There you go.
It's decent.
Because I still haven't had any. I should let me just say that I have not had a Patty LaBelle pie.
Well, I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy you one and bring it on the 7th. I'll at least try to taste it. Look, I'm a living proof that it's safe.
Sandy is nodding her head.
I see. There goes Sandy. What you say, Sandy?
What you saying, Sandy? Is it good or is it not good? She giving it a thumbs up.
I told you it's
the sweet potato. Okay, Sandy gave a thumbs up.
So Randy did ask a question. We pivot a little bit around Christmas, and do we decorate for Christmas? Do you put up a tree, or is your tree up already? I know people have already put their tree up. They're like, listen, all the stuff going on in the world, I need some joy down in my soul.
That is what this session is about. Joy.
This session is about, and I'm telling y'all, I'm so hungry right now. done named up in here
Yes.
tonight.
I know that's right.
Uh,
I do not put up a Christmas tree. I put up little decorations because I don't feel like putting up and doing the hard work of putting
I
up a tree,
see
taking down the tree. I don't buy gifts for
Yeah.
everybody anymore. I just buy for my mother and the
Me
children and the family. I'm like, you adults, y'all got
So
jobs. You
Put
don't-
my Christmas tree down. I think it was in March or April. Like
What the son? What the who?
I didn't even take it down to March or April because it's in the basement. Because I don't go in the basement that much. So it was in the basement. It was out of sight, out of mind. And so it was like I just took it down in
Oh,
April.
wow.
I think March or April. So I will probably I'll probably put it back up. But I think this time I'm gonna put it up upstairs as opposed to being in the
that'll be
basement.
pretty.
That'll be better because I know Tamara likes to go out and cut a fresh tree and put it in her house.
Every year, I grew up. That's my mother. She
That's a
always
tradition.
had a real
Tradition.
house. And so when I became of age, we would go out, I take my two daughters, we go to a tree farm and we find a tree and cut it down. He'll put it on the car, drive it home, and I put that tree up. And we do that now. We always buy a new tree, a beautiful tree, very tall. And I love it. It makes the house smell good. And
True.
it just is something about having a fresh tree there. And we decorate everything. I love to decorate during Christmas, putting up cards. So yes, send me a card because I love to display the cards on my fireplace. And we have garland. And my kids like to open up gifts.
Yeah.
And so I decorate.
I
I decorate them gifts. I wrap them. Even back in the day, I worked at. Okay, this is old
Hudson's.
Jacobson's.
Oh, I was like,
Jacobson's was the best. Shout out to the family of Jacobson's. I mean, y'all messed up by closing, but
My first job at Jacobson's was wrapping gifts.
nice.
And so I love a traditional, beautiful wrapped gift. And I put them up under the tree. And I love to see my kids and my grandkids who are grown now open up the gifts. It's just something that I love.
Aw.
So,
that's how my mother feels.
Out in their excitement when they're opening gifts. I still give gifts, but I'm good with gift bags and boxes now. I like to buy.
I know that's right. A good gift card and a sock.
It depends on what it is and if I have to have it wrapped. You know, like if it's clothes or something, then you gotta find a
I
box
wrap
to put it in.
everything.
She
I don't care
wraps
how
everything.
big or
That's
small
not
it is. I wrap it.
9 times out of 9, it's gonna be in the gift bag or a gift box. But I still do like to see a person's expression on their face when they receive a gift. And so anytime I would have, if I was hosting Christmas, nobody left my house without a gift. So it didn't matter who they were. That's one of my own personal traditions. So when I'm not hosting, obviously, it ain't like that. But if I'm hosting Christmas, nobody leaves without something.
Yes.
And so
That sounds like my
I truly
sister.
believe that's the way to be.
I think
Well,
that's
I'm very low key. My mother, Christmas is her thing. But I only buy gifts for my mother and the children of the family. Grown folks, you got your own job. So you on your own with that with me. I need my coin. I like to go shopping for myself. Randy, please share what your Christmas traditions in. But before, because I know we're running down on time. And since this episode is about joy and remembering joy and being with your families and friends over the holidays, I want to read a couple of scriptures because I think, again, this is grounded in inspiration. And I don't want you to just get wrapped up in just the earthly thing of the holidays, but remembering who we are and whose we are.
Yes.
During this time. Romans 14:17, you kind of kicked it off there, Nikki. For the kingdom of God is not a matter of eating and drinking, but of righteousness and peace and joy in the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Amen. Psalms 32:11. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, O righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright in heart.
Yes.
For folks' favorite, Philippians 4:4, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice.
Yes.
And the last one, Romans 12:12, rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. So my sister, your sister love live podcast. Want you to marinate on those.
Marinate.
Marinate them. Let them be your guide as you mix that cheese with that elbow macaroni.
Come on.
But I think it's important to recognize that, I hear a lot of people say, well, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. I think they get, they get mixed up, a lot. They're focusing on a day as
Focusing
opposed,
on the wrong thing.
They're focusing on the wrong thing. It's not about the actual date. It's
Right.
about the fact that Christ gave his life for us and that he was born.
Yeah.
Not the day he was born, but he was born.
Right.
And that was a gift for the entire world.
Yes.
He was a gift, and we celebrate each other and Christ through our giving.
Absolutely.
And caught up on a single day, but you can get caught up on the fact that Christ was born and that he's given all of us a gift.
Yes.
And so we give each other's gift. And it's just not, you're looking at, things, but you're looking at the gift of love.
Yes.
And you show your love through gifts. I remember Bishop always used to say, you can tell how much a person values you by what they invest in you.
Yes.
And not willing to invest time, but also gifts, because my love language is a nice gift.
Oh, hello. I am the queen. I'm still waiting for my gifts.
And my birthday is coming up this Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
61. And so, but we should give gifts to each other. That's a good way to show how much you love and care for a person.
It is. And don't knock gift cards. I see somebody said, I don't buy gifts. Randy said you don't buy gifts. Teresa said 2 words, gift cards. Don't knock gift cards, okay? Because sometimes people are difficult to buy for. And sometimes you don't know what would be a good gift for a person. So it's the thought that counts. But number one, it is number one, it's the thought that counts. But also, it is about just being able to receive and to give.
That is right.
Sometimes people don't know how to receive. Sometimes people don't know how to give. So if you start with something like a gift card, if you're not used to giving gifts, but you feel like this is something you should do, then it's okay to start with the gift card. Don't knock gift cards, because some people will remember. Like my nephew, Nissan was telling me that my nephew remembers the gift card that he got from certain people, and then remembers what he bought with that gift card. So he attributes that to the person, not just the gift card, but he attributes what he bought, with that gift card to the person that gave him the gift card. It should be a
combination.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be either or. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate either or.
And some people are just good at buying gifts. Now, and I have to say,
that's a blessing. That is a blessing and a gift.
She pays attention.
She pays so much attention. I don't know how she does it, but she is so good at buying gifts. She actually thinks about the person, and she can pick out a gift for a person, and it would just be the perfect gift for that. And some people are just gifted that way.
They are just blessed.
Time to figure out what a person not only needs, but what they want. Because sometimes your family is like, she needs this, she needs that, but what does she want, or what does he want? And so I love to give a gift to someone that is something they always wanted but didn't take the time to get it for themselves. So that shows how much I'm paying attention to that person. And so I do like that.
I get it.
See, Tim, I told you we could take a whole hour talking about traditions, because this extraordinaire right here gets to take over on My Sister, Your Sister Live podcast, keep the conversation going and keep it popping. Okay. So, yes, honey, and write down 2 minutes. Okay, so in 1 minute, as we conclude this lovely call of joy, I want to wish the WVTC family, I want to wish Soulful Inspirations, and I want to wish all of you out there who are new and probably never heard the sound of our voices ever, a happy gobble gobble Thanksgiving. Do not forget that it's not about the food and the drinks, but it's about the people and the love that we share. So do not forget about that.
Yes.
All right, Nikki, I'm going to give it back to you, girl, to close us out.
I know, I thought it was done too, but let me just say, put your arms around me, child, like when you bumped your shin. And I'd like to know it's there. The
I don't know
feeling
what you're doing
that
right
we
now.
had.
I
Wiz,
feel it.
family
feel
said
it.
Wiz
I
to
feel
be
it.
coming.
But I did not recognize
I feel it.
you were. I would rather hear these are a few of my favorite things.
Oh my goodness. But it was like a Thanksgiving dinner. Okay.
Right.
So good, people. Thank you so much for watching
Thank
tonight.
you.
It's been wonderful.
Happy
We want you to,
Thanksgiving.
yes, happy Thanksgiving to you all. And please love on your family, love on someone. You never know what somebody is going through. Be
Yes.
nice, be kind, and understand that, you know, whatever they're going through, it could be you. So just be grateful. And we love you and
Yes.
peace out.
Woo!
Bye-bye.
Are you ready to celebrate the legacy of gospel music for a night to remember at the O Give Thanks 2024 concert, honoring the incredible works of the legendary Reverend Charles H. Nix Jr., Brother Jimmy J.D. Dow, and the St. James Adult Choir. Mark your calendars for Monday, November 25th at 7 p.m. at the Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, 3600 Van Dyke Avenue, right here in Detroit. Get ready, y'all, to sing along to your favorite songs from the St. James Adult Choir. Come and enjoy the reunion choir under the direction of Bishop Andre S. Woods. This is not just a concert, it's a historical event you won't want to miss. Tickets are just $20 general admission and $50 for reserved seating. Get your tickets today on Eventbrite or from any choir member. Or you can call 313-999-6975. We're looking to see you. Bring your friends and family and let's give thanks together.
I love teaching others because when I first got into the healthcare field, people overlooked me. I was really a ninth grade dropout who had no education, but I was determined to make something of myself for my baby. So Motor City matched the funds I put into my business. They awarded me $20,000. So now I'm able to focus solely on First Step Healthcare training and give it everything it needs. All because I live in Detroit.
You've been listening to
Soulful Inspiration.
We're so glad you hung out with us today. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on WVTC Detroit. If you'd like to partner with us or sponsor a show with your business, send us an email at tntsoulllc@gmail.com, or you can call us at 313-570-8280. I'm your girl,
Nikki Jones.
Hey, this is Pastor Lydia. I love WVTC Detroit, where the Spirit is flowing, and I'll be flowing with the Spirit.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.